I'm one of the lucky ones. I made a little bit of money. I don't have 50 million to bet with you, but I do have 3 million to bet with you. So this is your offer. $3 million. You put 3, I put 3. Winner takes all. I'm 5 years out the ring. I'm a king.
Joe Rogan just revealed the bombshell about why Jake Paul, the self-proclaimed boxing prodigy, turned down Andrew Tate's major fight offer. And get this, he didn't just reject the fight, he walked away from a staggering $3 million. That's right. So what's really going on here? Is Jake afraid of losing, or does he only fight when the odds are conveniently in his favor? It seems like the only thing scripted here is his so-called career.
If you want to fight and you want to send a contract, send one to me. I will take a few weeks break from living my retired life to kick the living out of a goofy, entitled dickhead like you. You know my name, Andrew Tate. Google it if you want to know.
But don't worry, I'm going to break down all the reasons behind Jake's rejection. We'll dive into Andrew Tate's savage callouts and how Joe Rogan exposed Jake's play it safe strategy. Buckle up, because this story is packed with drama, ego, and some hilarious truths you won't want to miss.
The boxer?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And listen, what Jake Paul has accomplished is he's fighting old guys.
Yes.
He's fighting, all he fights are old guys and whatever. But listen, say what you want, he wins. And he makes money. So he's doing his thing, you know.
Jake Paul, the man who claims to take on all challengers, conveniently ducks out the moment a real test shows up. And who better to expose him than Joe Rogan and Andrew Tate? If there's a handbook on how to dodge legitimate competition while boasting about being the best, Jake Paul probably wrote it.
Yeah, he'll never do that though. He knows. He knows way.
One, he's under contract, and two,
he's not his own boss.
And two, he won't do it. He knows better. He might.
And it's funny to say like, yo, Conor McGregor is scared of Jake Paul.
When Andrew Tate, former kickboxing champion and professional button pusher, called out Jake Paul, the internet erupted. Tate wasn't playing games. He openly challenged Jake to a fight with a $3 million bet and an anytime anywhere ultimatum. But instead of lacing up his gloves and stepping into the ring, Jake hesitated. Not the kind of hesitation that builds suspense, but the awkward kind that makes you wonder if he's frantically texting his PR team for an excuse.
Somebody like me, he'd mentioned me before, and there'll be people out there saying, oh, Carl Froch's talking about himself, he's after a payday. Listen, I'm not after a payday. I'm doing all right. There's no problems with my...
Then came Jake's brilliant pivot, fighting Mike Tyson, the 57-year-old retired legend who hasn't been in his prime since VHS tapes were still a thing. Jake, in his infinite wisdom, decided that boxing Tyson would be a better move than facing someone like Andrew Tate, who is not only in fighting shape but also unpredictably dangerous. It was a calculated move, sure, but it screamed one thing louder than anything else: fear. And we all know the fight with Tyson was scripted, something he couldn't pull off with Andrew Tate.
When you see some of these crossover fights, obviously I know that you and Jake Paul have had your disagreements. Do you think that Jake's gotten better as a boxer?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And listen, what Jake Paul has accomplished is he's fighting old guys.
Yes.
He's fighting, all he fights are old guys and whatever. But listen, say what you want, he wins. And he makes money. So he's doing his thing, you know.
Let's not act like this is the first time Jake Paul has avoided a fight he couldn't control. His entire boxing career has been a masterclass in cherry-picking opponents. Former basketball players, retired MMA fighters who haven't boxed a day in their lives, and now Tyson, a retired heavyweight with enough fame to sell tickets, but not enough speed to pose a real threat. It's a pattern so obvious that even Jake's noticed. Joe Rogan didn't hesitate to call Jake out on his podcast, pointing out that Jake's strategy revolves around avoiding anyone who might actually beat him. He's fighting old, undersized guys, Rogan said, summing up what everyone else was already thinking. Jake Paul doesn't want to fight Andrew Tate because Tate is younger, faster, and far more unpredictable than any opponent Jake has faced. Rogan even went a step further, saying that Jake's reluctance to face Tate shows he's more interested in preserving his record than proving himself as a legitimate fighter.
Two brothers, one cage. Jake Logan, you Tristan. Who comes out alive?
You know what? I'm trying so hard to not start internet beats. I'm really trying not to.
You could say Jake and Logan, man.
Bro,
don't worry about it.
No, I can't lie. Bro, I'm going through life. I'm trying to live peaceful now. I've got Fed agents in my house. Matrix is after me. I'm just trying to live peaceful. But of course, I have absolute faith in myself and my brother, and I know.
Let's talk about Andrew Tate for a second. This isn't some washed-up internet personality looking for a quick payday. Tate is a former kickboxing world champion with a chip on his shoulder and a point to prove. He didn't just challenge Jake Paul. He practically dared him to fight. His $3 million bet wasn't just a publicity stunt. It was a statement. Tate knew Jake wouldn't take the fight, and he wanted to make that fact as public as possible. Tate didn't stop at the initial call-out either. When Jake Paul ghosted him, he doubled down, calling Jake out again and pointing out the painfully obvious. Jake's entire career is built on fighting opponents he can script. There's a difference between training and being a fighter, Tate said, throwing one of the most savage truths at Jake's entire existence. Prime fighters destroy.
Fighter, legitimate, badass motherfucker, strong mentality. Sorry, Tristan Tate is the weak link.
I say let's
He
run
got a bad shoulder. He's shaped like a gingerbread man. I don't want no beef, but that's delusion.
PFO will set this up.
Uh-oh.
A MMA
10
double
million,
tag team match.
10 million for everybody.
You might have a fight. You might have